Football fam, football world, once again, Derek Diablo, Del Boy D, into Miami Firm, Miami Casuals. Coming at you again. Like and subscribe to my channel, do the things you're supposed to do. Now then, I recently done a video where I was talking about information I received while I was in Jersey Island, Channel Islands, from my friend Chauncey Briggs, who they call Charlie. And it concerns the NEWTON-HEATH LYR Lost Manual that he has a copy of. And I done a video where I was talking about the fact that he shared some of these formations with me. Lost formations from the NEWTON-HEATH era. That's pre-Manchester United, greatest football team of all time. And I'm looking to resurrect some of these plays and these formations that he taught me, that he told me about in this old manual. And I'm not sure if there's any other copies around. Thing about it is, since I done the video, people been commenting and this and that. One guy says, oh man, you got all that stuff. The formations I mentioned 4 of them. By this point, I've been practicing. I spent a good 20 hours so far out here practicing mentally, rehearsing, trying to review what it was Chauncey showed me. And I got 4 of them for sure. That's just what I'm focusing on, because I want to try to implement them before I move on and start trying to resurrect the others. And I know that these 4 here could make a football club unstoppable. Defensive plays, the Mancunian licorice. Offensive plays, Lord Nelson's rapier. And it all is coming together. Because the thing about it is, they saying, oh man, you're using Victorian era stuff, that's not gonna work now. And somebody said that they heard these things, that they was in a video game, a PC video game and that. So if you want to know more about these formations I'm talking about, there's a couple more. I'm gonna get into it now. Look up all the video on the Lost Secret Manual. But thing about it is, if you could tell me that they're in a video game or something like that, you know, I didn't make it up. So I would imagine that there has to be another copy of this manual. Furthermore, if they've made their way into a video game, but not on the pitch, then I'd like to see that video game, because I'm not saying I got the exclusive knowledge of this. I'm not saying nobody knows it, but it's from a manual. And Chauncey, whose grandfather played for NEWTON-HEATH, and he's damn near 100 years old. You know what I mean? I gotta be one of the only people who knows how to implement these plays, at least I think. If they're in the video game, in the comments below, let me know what video game it is, because somebody said that. Another geezer was telling me, with respect to him, he said that he'd been coaching and playing football for the past 40 years, and that what I'm talking about is not gonna work. He said it's like taking some 1970s Ajax stuff and bringing it, you know, he's going on and on that I'm thinking the wrong direction. But guess what? Fate and Chauncey Briggs entrusted me with these formations, and it's my duty, it's my goal to bring him back to life and to triumph. Now, into Miami, we're about to play our first game. If we succeed straight out the gate, no problem. They don't need my help. But if we have a hard time, I'm willing to lend my knowledge, and I'm willing to lend this secret stuff to our club. Maybe one day I'll go to Manchester United. They could use some help nowadays. But that entails me basically moving forward into the coaching, which I'm looking to do. It might be a little too late for me in my life to become a top football player, which was my original intention. That's all right. Maybe I'll lead others to victory. Now then, one guy is saying that, oh, that stuff is not going to work for the 19th. But guess what? In martial arts and MMA, before we had MMA, I was in the scene that started it, in the Valetudo scene. And I went and took the Gracie Challenge in the Conasevera demolition team Carson Gracie school in the early 90s. And I went and fought my brother, who became my brother, Baga Rodrigo Ramos. And I was there I knew what was gonna happen, that I was gonna get taken down to the ground. I was already doing jiu-jitsu and shoot fighting and so forth before the first UFC. I attended Hickson Gracie's seminar here before the first UFC. So I already knew basically what was gonna happen, that the man was gonna try to take me down and he would be able to submit me on the bottom. I knew that, but I figured that in the time I had on my feet, I was gonna show him a little something, and I did. I'd use spin kicks, axe kicks, Nardabon kicks, tornado kicks, spinning back fist, hammer fist. I was doing all sorts of stuff that at the time they thought it was strange. They called me Mortal Kombat. They thought it was like a video game. So they didn't think to try to implement these techniques. They basically were just using me to prepare for Japanese and so forth that would come at them with these exotic kicks. And lo and behold, all these years later, front snap kicks, ended up knocking people out because Muay Thai don't got that kick. Spinning back fists, hammer fists, spin kicks, tornado kicks, all that stuff is commonplace now in MMA all these decades later. But I was doing that stuff in Valetudo and MMA fighting back in the early 90s. So in the same respect, when people are not prepared to go against something, you can bring it back, especially if the skill level is there to pull it off. So to all you people who are saying that the stuff I'm studying in the manual that I got from Chauncey Briggs is not gonna work, I say let's put it to the test. Into Miami may not need it. But if you are from a club somewhere else, a smaller club, and you're not doing so well and you want me to come in as an assistant coach or maybe the coach, or maybe just an associate or a consultant to try some of these plays, first, Into Miami, you're gonna have the first dibs on these formations. Next, Manchester United. Plymouth Argyle, if they wanted some help, I could help them. But to any of you other clubs out there, if you want the expertise of the international man of football knowledge, that being me, let me know. Hit me up. Hit up my Instagram, Diablo TV. That's all for now. Cheers.